Just don't believe in Ryan Day. Beat Michigan first, and then pound your chest.
National championship, Ohio State, Utah.
Rematch of the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I hate to say it as a BYU fan, but Utah they have all the right mechanisms.
My hot take for the SEC: Alabama finishes unranked. Welcome to a new episode of Let's Get Fired, a college football preview edition.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah, college football is in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Recapping week 0.
Oh.
Who watched week 0?
I watched it.
I only got to watch some highlights.
Florida
I was out of
State?
town.
I watched Florida State, Georgia Tech. Dude, it was an amazing
What
game.
a fun game.
That was an awesome
Also,
game.
I love that last year Florida State did kind of get screwed out of the
They
college
did.
football playoff, but then they got blown out in their bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
And then this season they're on the comeback,
Well,
and then they lose to Georgia. What a terrible!
Did you see Kirk Herbstreit's response to the game afterwards?
Well, because why were they
so
people
college
booing
game
him?
day? Well, they're booing him because Kirk Herbstreit was a big voice in being like Florida State shouldn't have been in the playoffs last year.
Oh yeah.
So Florida State fans hate Kirk Herbstreit and ESPN because ESPN basically voiced ACC shouldn't have a representative in the playoffs. They were, I don't know how big of it, but they were a factor in Florida State not being in the playoffs. So that's why. So Florida State fans are in Ireland just getting shit-faced off Guinness's already, and then they go to college game day. They're booing Kirk Herbstreit the entire time. And I'm not going to pull up the tweet, but after the game, basically, Kirk Herbstreit was like, well, the good news is with the 12-team format, Florida State should still have a way to get into the playoffs still. It's not over yet.
Dude,
you could hear his smugness behind the tweet.
I mean, last year I forgot about that, but last year I remember why. It's because like your quarterback got injured, so he wasn't going to play.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I understand them being like, well, let's not put them in there because it's not like the Florida State that got them to where they are. It's like their quarterback's out.
Yeah,
like, they're not going to be the same team.
If they had their quarterback, I think they would have gone in.
They were undefeated.
But yeah, they were undefeated.
They would have
Here's
been
the thing. What told you everything you need to know was Michigan's reaction to seeing who they were playing in the Rose Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And when they saw it was Alabama, they're like, fuck. Like,
yeah.
So that just confirmed to me. I was like, oh yeah, it should have been Alabama.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. And like, and that was a great game.
Yeah.
The Alabama Michigan game. But real quick back to week 0. First off, the stadium was amazing. It was like
it looks very
gorgeous.
Cool.
Like all the shots of would show the camera behind the quarterback, like the view. Like there's like so much light in that stadium. It just looked awesome. But yeah, that game was so fucking good, and also reconfirmed that dude. Ukulele, is that as I say his name?
Ukulele.
He just can't quite get there.
Is he who the quarterback was for Florida State? I didn't know that.
Because he was quarterback.
So hyped out of high school.
Well, and he was a lot of hype, and then he was at Oregon State last year.
Well, he was the backup to T-Law too, right? That was his.
I can't remember where he was before that.
He was at Clemson. He started a season.
Oh yeah, then he wasn't good. 13
games. Fact check me on this, but I think he was like 9 touchdowns, 11 picks in 13 games.
Jeez.
Well, then he was at Oregon State, and Oregon State, what was so good about that team was I think they had a good O line and they're really good running back, and so it wasn't.
And he wasn't bad. I think he was 25 touchdowns, 7 picks.
No, he was good, but he just for a team I think what Florida State thinks they should be, which is we should be. I remember one of the commentators this is a team that thinks they can go to the national championship. I was like Florida State, anything can happen. But
do you think any ACC team? Well, I guess an ACC team will go to the playoffs.
I mean, I know, but if any, I don't think there's any ACC team that can go to the national championship because Clemson is not Clemson anymore. Because fucking Dabo
doesn't believe in the transfer portal, right?
Refuses to use the transfer portal. There's no players on their team that is from the transfer portal, and it's you have to use it a little bit.
Yeah,
you just there's no way around it.
Well, I mean that's what Dion proved when he was down at Jackson State, and
we got he got is that when he's Travis
Jackson
Hunter
State he was at
Jack State but because I think Travis Hunter went there when this was crazy because a 5-star athlete.
He decommitted from Florida State.
Yeah, that's right.
But then you look at Colorado, and it's their whole team now is transfers.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to watch them just collapse.
It's going to be a 30 for 30
because I mean
it's
everything. It's so crazy. It's like the way he talks about like toughness and all that, and then he'd be like, "I don't want to talk to this reporter anymore because they said something mean about me." Like it's like everything about it. I like his son is like way too cocky.
Yeah,
and like
Nah,
it's just
dude, he's first overall pick.
first pick.
Yeah,
Remember
that is if you're gonna talk that much, which I respect. I don't.
No, shit talking's fun.
I love shit talking, but
you have to back
you
it up.
can't.
did.
Well, and you can't block journalists. You can't block people from showing up if you're a shit talker.
Dude, Shador in the NFL.
That's a bitch.
Well, especially
move.
all the
Prime
shit
dime.
you say, and then one person says it back to you, and you're like, "Oh no, I
Yeah.
know." They don't totally get it. And then like all these like so many people have left the team, and then I think isn't like
a lot of players hate him now.
I think like Warren Sapp is like a coach now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think he is. He's a D-line coach, I think, for...
He was kind of cute, though, because he was like, this is actually giving me purpose right now. So,
Dude,
Yeah.
Warren Sapp is awesome, man.
so that's cool.
Depressing.
But, I mean, Colorado, I don't know, man. Like, they don't have to play Oregon this year, but they'll still have to play Utah. And,
yeah, they're in the
even
Big
then,
12
it's
with
like,
Utah.
they won 4 games last year.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And, like, they were like, they should have. I think, did they lose to Colorado State? No, they almost lost to Colorado State.
They almost.
Yeah.
And there's
Colorado
some
State's the one who,
question-
like, broke Travis Hunter, too, right?
Yeah, and there's some
Mhm.
questionable officiating.
Yeah.
Like Colorado State.
They were pretty
probably
clearly
should have won that game.
headhunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, it was fucking
They were.
crazy the whole game. I like Travis Hunter. He's an amazing athlete. But fucking, I remember last year, it was like, I think it was like they went to TCU, beat TCU. Then we found out TCU.
Dude, that first game was so fun.
But then
yeah.
like TCU just didn't have a good season.
It's because they had
Everyone
gone
left.
to the playoffs the year before.
No, they went to the national championship. And
That's right, yeah,
everyone
they-
left.
Yeah.
Because so, anyways, like I remember, like they went to TCU, beat them, and I think they won their next game, and then like I remember the Heisman talk was they were already like should Shador Sanders be in the, they're like he's in the Heisman race, and like that was so funny. Like 2 weeks in, they're like he's a Heisman candidate, and then just all of that just evaporated, especially when they had I think
the collapse was.
Yeah.
dude, when they went to Oregon, when they went to Autzen and just got fucking
Also, the videos of them
smoked.
going to like the O,
If you want...
it's like
stomping on
stomping
the
on
yeah,
the O.
that's right.
Like so cocky.
I know, yeah, that's why I'm so excited. Because like Oregon is just always
So
a problem.
bummed they're not coming to Provo.
Who Colorado?
CU?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they're not playing BYU. Or they're not.
They're not playing
So
BYU
we
at all.
Oh yeah, because
They're playing Utah, I think.
Utah, and then we're going there because they played here last year. Which
Well, that was in the Pac-12 this
I
year.
know, but they still are respecting that.
I think they're playing in Salt Lake this year.
Colorado?
No? Or are they
no,
not?
no.
Okay.
The commissioner kept it. So like
Okay,
whoever
so they're
played.
still alternating.
Yeah.
Speaking of respecting traditions, I haven't seen any info on this. Are BYU and Utah going to wear both home colors for their game?
They absolutely
BYU
should.
already
Yeah.
announced their uniform set for the year.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so they're
And
wearing the
wearing
royal blues.
All blue, royal blue helmets, royal
Yes,
blue
all
face
blue.
masks,
It is the
all
best
royal
when they do
blue.
that.
It's so fun.
And Utah's definitely going to go all red.
and that's
It's
gonna be at
the
Rice Eccles.
coolest.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
fun.
cool when they wear those out. When they
Yeah.
wear those uniforms, like
I'm not a huge fan of the royal blue helmets.
are you? I love
Yeah.
the royal blue.
It's
love the
grown
royal
on
blue.
me, but it's still not my favorite.
Anything's better than the dark blue.
I'm excited.
the dark
for
blue
the-
sucks. No,
I'm
the
excited for
white
the
white
90s.
royal and white pants is my
No, I
favorite
like the
combo.
white. It's like I understand. I'm not saying I don't think it should be. It's an alternate. It's like I don't think
Yeah.
you should always have the royal blue helmet.
Yeah. Okay,
But-
that's valid.
Yeah.
As an alternate and like especially
'Cause,
for
yeah,
the Holy War
'cause
where
the-
it's all red versus all blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like the royal blue with like the white helmet, it's like it's such a good look. Like it just. Oh my god! It's so much more fun rooting for BYU in royal blue.
Yeah.
The dark blue era like was just, especially like the Gary Croton years. That was dark.
Can we talk
hated-
about sorry.
Oh, I hated the navy blue until they got the navy blue helmets. I do think it looks kind of cool when it's all navy.
So like is it like their alternate where it's like almost like an all black.
yeah,
That one,
almost.
that one's not bad because that one's not so bad because it's like it's almost like they're just going for an all black look, but it's still not like
Are they doing a blackout jersey this year?
No
Their
black
Vegas
this year.
blackout one last year was
because it's just I don't know. There's just something about BYU and like all black or like
That one, the all navy, that's not bad.
no that one's not bad.
Yeah, it's all
Oh,
right.
that's not there. That one.
It's not bad. It's just like the
the royal looks so much
It's,
better.
well, especially it's like for me, it's like because again, the photo like that, the dark blue jersey looks a lot better. But when you're watching the game and like the camera's all the way up here, it just doesn't stand out that much.
No.
And it just doesn't look as good on the camera. Like, so that's like the royal blue, it just pops and it's like, it's more fun.
Also, have you seen their 90s whites that they're wearing this year?
Wait, they're wearing a 90s. Some of those 90s jerseys are some of the worst jerseys BYU ever had.
No, these ones are pretty cool. If
they bring back the bibs.
The bibs, man, I would love a bibs return.
The bibs.
My brother was dating this girl when he was a student at BYU, and she just knew he liked football, and so she bought him a bib jersey.
Oh, like the block letters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
With a black outline. Yeah. And then the black stripe, the black shadow on the stripe
like
too.
The Y on the shoulders.
That doesn't look good. The Y looks weird like that. Like
it looks very reminiscent of like San Francisco's 90s throwback.
It's okay because it's like pretty much a full white uniform.
Yeah.
And so those always look good. Like one of my favorite Utah uniforms is when they went to the Rose Bowl and played Ohio State.
The Rose Bowl logo for Utah was so cool.
It was like, and they were all white with like the rose in between the U's. Like that was a fucking awesome.
It was a cool one. Ohio State was a lot more subtle. It was pretty cool. What they did is they had a rose pattern in their center stripe, but it was way too subtle. You couldn't see it even on close-ups on the camera. Whereas the U, they had a great Rose Bowl uniform.
That was an amazing game too. It just it sucked that Cam Rising got hurt.
I wonder how different it would have been. I mean, the second half is when was that when Njigba? No, it was when Marvin Harrison Jr. was
I think as well. That's when
Njigba went off.
I think as well as when they realized that like. One of the players on defense was like a running back.
That's right.
Yeah, and so they were because like someone got hurt and they didn't like realize it at first. So then they just started throwing to where he was.
Yeah,
but even that game was like electric, and then even the pig farmer he threw a touchdown.
Yeah,
so like when Cam got hurt.
Speaking of Cam Rising, he's in the top 10 quarterbacks for this year for the preseason.
Yeah, I mean
Heisman candidate.
Well, dude, that would be the best.
Do you think that's?
I would love that.
How likely do you think that is to happen?
I doubt it. I mean, just because of, I don't know. I just doubt it. I mean, depending on how good the season is. I mean, if you have a really great season, doesn't get hurt, like you never know. But
he's eligible for another year too, right?
Yeah, and you know, for him, it's like he might take it because like he'll make money. I don't know. I don't think he's an NFL guy. I don't know.
Yeah, JT. Well, like this kind of like what JT Barrett was to Ohio State. He was there for ages, it felt like. But if the NIL was going on back then, he would have made so much money
like
with that.
You make money, but then again, it's like who knows? Because then Isaac Wilson is sitting behind. Isaac Wilson's QB2, which is sick.
Is that Zach's brother?
Yeah.
Also, speaking of, did you hear Corner Canyon?
They beat IMG.
So okay, so they're like best receiver. He's a 5-star.
Corner Canyons.
Yeah, I saw the highlight of the catch he made.
Yes, he's a 5-star athlete, and so his top 3 right now. Schools are Ohio State, Georgia, and Utah.
There we go.
And he was like, and I guess he said, if you guys throw the ball out, he's like, I'll come to Utah. Because also then he'll play with Isaac,
who was his former teammate,
which was his quarterback.
Yeah.
So like, which is the craziest thing is it would be the first 5-star athlete to commit to Utah, and it would be a wide receiver of like all the fucking positions.
You would
for
think
Utah
it'd be
to
a
land.
Defense for Utah for
a wide receiver. No.
Really?
They've done all this with I mean because it's just
that's crazy.
They just had to do this all the other shit.
Yeah.
I don't.
That does surprise me.
Well, that's why their development's so good. Like so they can develop players really well because they had to. But like they'd never landed a 5-star.
Is Steve Smith involved with Utah at all? Does he ever like
the guy who owns the Jazz?
No, Steve, the receiver, one of the best
Steve
receivers
Smith.
in the NFL. Steve Smith.
I don't know.
What did I say? Did I
90s.
say Steve?
No, you said Steve Smith.
Yeah. No, I just
played for the Panthers for like 15 years.
I guess I just don't know the name.
No.
Don't know him.
He played for the U. He's one of the most aggressive.
He's going to be an NFL Hall of Famer.
I have a ton of gaps when I'm getting more and more into football, but there's still a ton of shit I don't.
Watch his highlights. He's one of my favorite. He's like one of the most aggressive receivers.
Yeah. Oh, very fun. He was like a receiver who the people are like, he played angry as a receiver.
Dude, it's like
it was like Hines Ward.
It's not quite the same. It's not quite the same, but like I remember like I was watching, I think it was last season when it was a Saints game and like Taysom Hill, it was one of the Taysom Hill games.
Yeah.
Where like they use him and like watching him like run into defenders, like he like tries to tackle
He's
them.
He's angry, man.
And they're so then it opens up the run later because people like don't want to tackle him as much because he's like trying. He'll just so players like that I love who are just like fucking crazy.
I love Taysom because he answers the question, what would have happened if Tebow switched positions?
Oh yeah,
it's pretty much what they were going to do with Tebow.
Yeah,
and now Taysom's doing it.
Well, I think Tebow was a better college quarterback, obviously.
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
Taysom was
as far as like the body type, and
Taysom was a much better athlete than
yes,
Tebow.
yeah. Tebow's a pretty good athlete too, though.
I mean, obviously he was a great athlete, but I don't think he could do what Taysom has been doing at this hybrid position.
Well, I think as well the mindset that someone like a Taysom has, and I think players in his position who they're not given everything, it's like like he had like fight for his positions, like especially to stay in the NFL. It's like they're let me a little more
because he went undrafted. He signed with Green Bay and then got cut from Green Bay, and then he got onto the Saints afterwards, and that was his first year. So he's gonna do anything he can to just get on the field.
Yeah. Also, as a Seahawks fan, and you saying you enjoy guys who like run people over, did you ever watch some Marshawn Lynch highlights? Okay, I'm just checking because you said you have some gaps. No. I was like, did you watch Beast Mode?
You know what? I was watching it.
What about the bus?
I was watching. It was some video. It was some video about like. This guy made this video. It's like 10 years ago. What happened in the NFL? And so it's like 2014.
Oh yeah.
And he goes to that. It's very fun.
KTO.
Yeah.
And then So then he gets up.
Great YouTube channel.
There's a lot of like interesting like shit. But finally gets to the Super Bowl, and it's just always so funny when they're like they have the best running back in the league, and they are like on like the 1 yard line, and then they.
Dude, it's so depressing.
And they had like 3 more downs, and they're like,
in defense of Pete Carroll.
They had no timeouts.
In defense of Pete Carroll, no timeouts. Also, Marshawn was getting stopped a lot that game. He wasn't having breakout runs like he had the rest of the season. The Patriots on the line were actually doing pretty good at shutting him down at the line. So I understand why Pete made the call. And I
remember early in the season, there's a game against Denver where it's kind of the same deal where they just stuffed him every time. And so it's like, and the Seahawks had run that play where they just had the slot receiver go under the outside corner. The outside receiver comes underneath and catches a quick slant for a touchdown. And they'd run that very successfully throughout the season. Mm-hmm. And so it just seemed like everyone's expecting Marshawn Lynch. We have this play that works almost every time.
Yeah. I mean, I know.
Then Butler just happened to recognize it.
Yeah, he saw the play. And then then they had practiced, like I guess, defending against that play.
So he literally jumped the gun on it.
And then, I mean, and also I saw some clip as well where there was Belichick wasn't calling a timeout either. They were everyone kept asking him are you going to call a timeout? And he's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Dude. And so he just let them have to run the play. They didn't let them have a second of a chance to maybe we should do something else. He was like, no, you have to run a play.
So I had just gone back from my mission. It was my first semester back at BYU Idaho, and we filled our apartment lounge with 60 people for that Super Bowl, all Seahawk fans.
Oh my God.
Oh,
and
man.
Then I had 2 friends from Boston who were our Super Bowl party going for the Patriots.
Oh my God.
And it was the vibe of a funeral. It was just the room with 2 guys running around going nuts. But it was it was probably the biggest Super Bowl party I've ever been to.
Oh my
Everyone's
God.
going for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to see them win their first Super Bowl because I was on my mission. I remember when that happened, I was knocking on doors and someone let me into their house you're American. You watch the Super Bowl? And he had it on, and I see the Seahawks are winning 28-0 against the Broncos.
Dude, that was the wildest Super Bowl.
No way. I remember walking out, looking at the stars, and I was like, thank God. I was like, it's happening. And my companion, who's from Ecuador, is like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, they did it. They did it.
God damn it.
I had a moment like that where I was the lone fan. I didn't know it would be that way, but Quinn invited me to his place to watch the BYU-Utah game.
Oh, yeah.
And all summer, Quinn and I are bonding over BYU football. So I just assume he's going to go for BYU. Nope, he's cheering on Utah hard.
Yeah.
His roommate is a huge Utes fan.
The biggest Utah fan I know.
Yeah, Ellie's going for the Utes. Everyone else in the apartment is going Utes except for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I guess I'm the only fan. And then this is OnlyFans shout outs. And And then it was the year that BYU finally beat Utah for the first time in
it'd been like
12 years or something like that.
I was at that game.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah.
So do you remember the flyover too when we were grilling?
Oh yeah, we were outside grilling. Like
we're grilling burgers. And Quinn's apartment at the time was maybe 2 miles away from the stadium. And so we're grilling burgers. We had no idea there was going to be a flyover. And so the Jets go over Lavelle Edwards Stadium, and they're going so fast that like you see the Jets before you hear it, but they come so fast that it like scared me. I had no time to think rationally.
Like, remember we like looked up and we're like, what's that? And then it was like, and like
it was so loud.
Yeah. Amanda and I were trying to find our seats, and we had no clue a flyover was coming, and it scared the shit out of both of us.
They're the coolest things.
Oh, it's awesome.
All of it happened so fast and it was so loud. I just had no time to think rationally. I was like,
I'm bummed that there's been 2 opportunities I've had to witness a flyover. One was Seattle's opener in 2019. And the other time was the BYU Utah game. Both times I was trying to find my seat, and I was like in the concourse, and I like missed it. I just heard it.
Yeah.
Dude,
they're so cool.
That game sucked too, that BYU game, because that was before they put Cam Rising in.
Oh yeah.
And so it was this other guy they had like play 3 games. It just fucking sucked.
Brewer.
Yeah, Brewer. That's
right.
And then they're like in the San Diego State game, they played like I think there's the next one. Like they were like losing. They finally put Cam in, and then like they like it goes like triple overtime. They still lost, but like I finally looked like the team actually like wanted to play because like no one liked Brewer. Like Cam Rising was a captain as a backup, like as QB2.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like that's like it was. Yeah. So they finally put him in, and then that's when it all changed.
Because I remember at the end of that season, it was like I'm not sure BYU could have beaten this Utah team.
No, they wouldn't be able to beat him with especially towards the end of the season with like Cam. They were like really like firing, and then like that USC game was insane.
Yeah.
That year, and then like it was totally different team. It was like actually crazy because like those first couple of games, it was like sad watching Utah play. They couldn't like do anything.
Yeah, but I mean, being at your place and then finding out I'm the only BYU fan there, and again BYU's first win in I think 12 years,
long time.
I mean, there's the history too where the BYU's 3 chances to win the game and still lose every single time, and the fans rushing the field.
Oh, was that at Utah?
Yeah,
I was at that game.
I was driving home from Logan. That during that game, and I was listening to it in the radio, and I'm just like, what is going on?
I know it just kept ending, and then it kept coming back. And I was at that game on a it was supposed to be at a dance, like it wasn't prom, but it was something like that. And I asked this girl, and then there's a guy in my ward who he was a BYU golf coach. And I just kept asking him as a joke, like, hey, you gonna give me tickets to that game? You gonna give me tickets to that? And then he just was like, hey, I got you your tickets. I was like, oh, I was kidding. And then so I just took her to that game.
Heck yeah.
And then like she was like, had a boyfriend, but I was like, here we are. We're not going to the dance. We're not going to the dance. We're gonna go to this BYU game. But yeah, that was a crazy game. But
so I'm at your place celebrating alone the first victory in forever with all that history and like so every time BYU scored, I'm just like, yes, and every time. But I couldn't like make any big noise because I didn't want to piss anyone off in the house.
So Amanda and I just moved to Utah like the week before that game.
Yeah.
And Amanda's like, it's her first semester at BYU. So we're like, and she transferred from Gonzaga, and she's only used to like her school team just dominating. And so that game, she was like, oh, so BYU is just good at football. It's just like how Gonzaga basketball is. And so she was like,
au contraire.
False expectations.
Yeah. Especially in the independent BYU era was a dark time.
Oh man, my favorite thing to do is go back to like Reddit forums or other sports forums when big announcements like that are made. And when BYU went independent, people straight up believe that BYU had a better shot at the national championship.
Oh no.
BYU fans,
no.
The
BYU fans, like the hardcore, like crazy ones, are very fun to listen to.
Yeah.
The same thing. 12-team playoff format comes up, and they're like, "Here we go.
BYU's got a shot now.
Yeah, we're getting getting in this.
We're
season.
winning the Big 12
today.
I think the Big 12 days are going to be much darker than the independent days.
Well, I think.
I mean, I don't know. No, it's still better that they're in a conference.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of shit BYU has to figure out, but like.
I think it's going to be a hard first like 4 or 5 years And then once they figure out the Big 12 and figure out recruiting and are able to get some better talent in there, they could come back. But the problem is they're BYU, so they kind of have a hard cap on what kind of people they can recruit.
That's why I feel like they have to focus more on like being a really well coached team.
Yeah,
where like you're doing the best with your talent, because then it's like you don't want, like a team you don't want, people don't want to play because you're just like really, I don't know, because like you're not gonna get these like high 4 stars. Maybe like once.
Well, I remember my high school football coach was the offensive coordinator for Notre Dame when Brady Quinn played for them.
Dang.
And when I was a junior, I was talking about, like, at that time, my goal was to play like junior college football. And I was telling my coach that. And then I was like, if I don't go, I'll probably just go to school at BYU, be a regular student, never play football. And he went on a rant about BYU football because he played them twice when he was with Notre Dame.
Yeah.
He was like, that's the toughest team. He's like,
probably the Bronco.
He was like,
the Bronco years.
They have no talent. No, it's like, I think it was like a few years before. May have been right.
Brady Quinn. When was Brady Quinn?
Early Bronco.
Okay.
Brady Quinn was like 2006, 2005.
That's Bronco.
Yeah.
Okay. And my coach, he was like, they tough as nails. That's the word I like remember him saying, like tough as nails. He's like, they don't have the talent that anyone else has.
Yeah.
He's like, but they are just so tough. And it was kind of like eye-opening and seeing like a former college offensive coordinator talk about.
Well, that's like what
BYU.
I mean, that's what I always heard about. Like, it's the same kind of shit you'd hear about. Like Utah with like Kyle Whittingham is like always like, that's like their identity is like just like a tough team that like you didn't want to play because it's like they're just they're crazy because that's Kyle Whittingham. And then a Bronco is definitely more of that kind of like, I don't know, like toughness, and they were way better.
Bronco was so defensive minded.
Yeah,
that was really his strength, because I remember they had a horrible defensive coordinator, and then he fired him and just took over play calling. And BYU had a huge turnaround that season. I went to one of those Notre Dame games, by the way. 2000.
Really?
Yeah, it must have been 2006. It would have been 05 or 06. Went to
Brady
BYU
Quinn.
Notre Dame. Must have been.
Yeah.
Real quick,
because I didn't know Bronco was back.
Oh yeah. That we were about to start.
I didn't know Bronco.
Segue. Week 0.
Week 0. We got a long way out.
Didn't know.
I'm going through the channels to watch any game I can find.
Yeah.
And I see Montana State and New Mexico. And I'm watching for like 5 minutes before they name Bronco Mendenhall. I was like, I remember that guy.
Yeah, dude. So, because my friend texted me like, dude, you got to turn on the New Mexico game. I was like, why? He's like, Broncos coaching. And I was like, what? I thought he was done.
Yeah.
But
it seemed like his retirement from Virginia was like, he seemed burnt out.
Yeah. And I know there was a lot of Virginia fans who were sad. They were oh no.
It seemed like Virginia were doing all right under him,
but
better than before.
So how was the game? I didn't watch it.
You want to recap it? I only watched some highlights. I was out of town this
New Mexico
weekend.
Crushing Montana State. They have a commanding lead going into the fourth quarter. I believe their lead was 18 points. In the last 8 minutes, Montana State scores 21 unanswered points.
Oh my God.
And gets a game-winning touchdown with 10 seconds left.
Holy shit. Dude.
And Montana State's one of the best. They're an FCS school.
They're
right?
a good
They're
FCS
one of the best
school.
in the FCS.
Didn't Montana State beat Washington a couple years ago?
Montana did. Not
Montana okay,
State,
but still like an FCS. Yeah, that was an amazing game.
And Montana State won their national championship a few years ago, right?
A couple years ago, they won the FCS.
Dude, that's okay.
Bronco
Dude, just
drops the first game.
Perfect.
It's breaking a cardinal rule if you don't open against FCS schools.
You don't
do home openers. It always ends up bad.
Next week.
Utah is
Southern Illinois a FCS school?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Utah's playing.
Well, I don't think it goes bad necessarily.
Okay, maybe it's just a few. Because like North Dakota State always
most of the time the FBS school wins.
Okay,
like we only hear about the upsets.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Like, Appalachian State was pretty consistent at it though.
Well,
and then
winning or losing?
winning the opening game.
Besides
Okay.
that Michigan
Well, 'cause now App
game, was
State's-
there another time?
Yeah, they had another upset, and then North Dakota State had a few.
Well, they're the best
Or South
one.
Dakota.
They're, doesn't North Dakota State, aren't they the best one in the FCS?
Yeah,
They're one of
they
them.
were.
Yeah.
They're kind of been getting dethroned.
Isn't that's where
I'll follow it because Eastern Washington.
There
Shout
we
out
go.
Red Turf.
Oh,
red
yeah.
turf for
Yeah.
life? No, yeah. So BYU, Utah, SCU, that'll be fun. But Bronco though, just dropped the ball.
Drops it. Other game I watched, Nevada and SMU. Very close game. Nevada wins. So
Wow.
SMU, their first game as a team. Is SMU officially in the ACC?
I thought,
yeah, I think
think
they
so.
are.
So
So
and Stanford.
yeah. So Nevada beats ACC powerhouse.
Ooh,
Yeah.
dude, finally. Hey,
But
when are they going to get the invite?
who?
When's Nevada getting the invite to the ACC?
yes, SMU joined in July of this year, the ACC.
Oh my God, it's so crazy to be the ACC has Stanford.
They have Stanford
SMU,
and
Cal.
Cal, yeah.
Oh my God,
It makes
Is the Mountain
zero
West
sense.
going to become the Pac-12?
I don't know what's going to happen to Washington State and Oregon State. I hope that
I heard they have like 2 to 4 years to form a conference, right?
I'm still
that,
I'd rock with the Pac
but
too.
it looks. If I was a betting man,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna work something out with the Big 12.
Really? You
I
so?
think Oregon State and Washington State will eventually get into the Big 12.
I could see
Okay.
that, or if the ACC wants to stay around, if they have Stanford and Cal, they're like, okay, we can add 2 teams that are they're even closer.
Yeah,
And I could see that as well, but I
don't think the ACC will, but I think the Big 12 will, and the Big 12 is going to keep it because they got so many East Coast teams, and right now they've snagged so many teams out west. I think they're
The
going to
Big
have
12 West and the Big 12
But
East.
it's gonna
because
be-
I think they'll have 10. Well, if they do that, there will be like 22 teams. And so it's keep 11 teams out west playing each other,
It's a
11 teams out.
mega conference.
Mega
So it's just like
conference.
the Pac-10 and the Big 12 again.
Yeah,
I know.
basically, but all under the Big 12 banner. Big 12 championship will be, these teams
Mhm.
won't, I think they're trying to get to the point where these teams won't even cross over. Like West Virginia is not going to come all the way over and play
Yeah.
Utah.
Well,
And-
hey, BYU's eligible for Pac-12 now because they have medical school.
Oh, is that the
Oh, yeah.
standard?
That was
That was a
1 of 2 standards that kept BYU from being offered an invite.
and I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know how. We'll see how their medical school does.
Yeah,
I would feel it would be interesting because it's like to go to a medical program like in its first year,
yeah,
like that would be kind of
That's-
wild. Like,
yeah. I know BYU is prestigious and like they'll try to hire some good teachers and faculty and get I think they already have an affiliation with who runs all the hospitals around here.
Intermountain Healthcare.
Intermountain. So I think they already have stuff set up. But yeah, it is weird to be like, yeah, I was the very first class
well,
at
it'd be like you get
BYU Medical School.
you want to get drafted, and it's like, man, I think I have a shot at going to the Chiefs, and then you get drafted to Jacksonville. It's like you couldn't make it to because the U's hospital. It's like it's great, but whatever. Let's talk football.
Yeah.
I want to talk. I want to talk football. I want to
So-
talk about.
That's my
Let's
fault
do college football playoff predictions.
Okay,
Okay.
12 teams.
and real quick to put a button on Bronco. Just nice to see him come all the way back home to the Mountain West.
Yeah.
Like that is actually kind of wild.
It
Just
is fun to see him back, yeah.
watching that, see the Mountain West logo, and there's Bronco.
Yeah. Are there any coaches still in the Mountain West that he would have played against previously?
I can't imagine. Well, like I have no idea. Maybe like Air Force, but no one really stays around.
Yeah.
That's why like someone like Kyle Whittingham and like Mike Gundy or like and the Iowa coach are like
Yeah.
they're like not a lot of people like
Friends,
that
Yeah.
because they're just people usually just move.
Mhm.
Okay, let's do college football prediction. Let's go.
I mean,
Let's go conference by conference.
I was gonna say each major conference gets one representative,
Okay.
right? There.
Let's start with.
Well, I don't think that's. It's just gonna
Tell
be
me how
it's-
the
the
is it the
format's
top
just
12?
top 12 teams.
Okay.
Are in.
No, well, the conference champions are I think automatic bid.
Yeah, I
Are
thought.
there?
Yeah. Let's look up the.
I'm
Are we
pretty sure-
I'm gonna double check
I'm
that.
pretty sure conference champion is like from like the
Okay,
Power Five.
so starting in the ACC, then
ACC. Oh man. Okay. Well, so
I'm
much.
gonna see who's in the ACC now.
Okay. So much of this depends on if Miami's actually good. because like I feel like that Miami's getting a lot of hype.
Yeah, so the 5 highest ranked conference champions are but there's only 4 power conferences.
Yeah, so power
it's like
4,
a Mountain West team gonna.
Oh yeah, dude, Utah State's getting in. No, it's definitely just the power 4. Or if we still want to Pac-2, if someone want to consider that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm
Miami. Miami is probably
because Florida State. Now I don't know.
Looking at the ACC.
Yeah.
Right now, front runner Georgia Tech.
Clemson. I'm going with Clemson.
I just don't believe in Clemson.
I believe in Dabo.
Horse.
I don't believe, dude. I don't believe in Dabo right now.
I believe in Dabo.
I like Dabo, but I don't believe in like, dude. It's been how many years since they've been fine.
Like 2021, 2020.
It's been a couple years.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going dark horse with the ACC.
Louisville.
I'm going someone on Tobacco Road. So that's going to be Duke, UNC, or NC State.
NC State. Between those 3.
NC State is the highest ranked of those 3. So yeah, I'm going to stick with them. NC State is my prediction.
State,
Miami is the highest in the ACC.
I'm going to keep notes here.
Clemson is the highest ranked in the ACC
Dude,
now.
I just
Florida State was, but they're going to drop.
I am very excited to see what shakes out in the ACC because I don't think there's a clear favorite. Because Miami, it's still a question mark because last year they were like, they're supposed to be good. They got Cristobal and like I don't know. They dropped the ball. They got a lot of transfers, but I'm not sure.
I'm just going to look up the FanDuel playoff.
So I say Clemson. You say NC State?
Yeah, NC State.
What do you think in the ACC?
Oh God. You know what? Dude, I'm kind of liking. You know what, no, dude? I'm gonna ride with the Hornets. I'm going Georgia Tech.
Dude, how great would it be if Georgia Tech makes it?
I want Georgia Tech.
That'd be so fun in the new playoff format.
They were looking pretty good.
Okay, so ACC FanDuel, the most likely team according to FanDuel is Miami of Florida at plus 150, plus 170. My bad. Over Clemson.
And none of us picked them.
And over Florida State,
I don't know. I just don't like. I feel like this has happened a lot with Miami.
Honestly,
or a lot where they're like, dude,
they're still riding off of like 2002.
Yeah, and it's like last year when they lost a game because like Cristobal forgot like to call timeout, and they just like the game just ended, and they're like, so I don't know.
Okay, so
does ACC get additional members into the playoff, or are they only sending one?
I think it just one.
Well, no, I mean, what I'm saying
is,
if they get one guaranteed, are there any others?
So it's
if they're
the
high
top
enough
12
ranked
teams.
Right. That's what I'm asking you guys.
Yeah.
Do you think the ACC will have more than one team in the playoff? Okay.
No, I don't think so. Like
Florida State, I think they looks like one.
But Florida State looks like they look like they're going to lose more games.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then
Big 12.
Ooh,
Big 12 will have multiple.
Big 12.
Big 12.
Utah
has a good chance at winning the Big 12.
Utah is the front runner.
Yeah.
Utah, it's like Utah, K-State, Kansas, Okie State. Okie State, apparently, the rumor is their star running back might be injured.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see what Oklahoma State did recently on their helmets? They now have a QR code that links directly to the player's NIL.
God.
So if you like a player... So if the Okie State player makes like an 80-yard touchdown, you'd be like, I like that play. You can skate his helmet.
They should have like
just Venmo him $20.
It's like Twitch streaming of football.
It's straight up.
They should have like an active like scale showing how much money people are getting.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Big 12, it's like I think if there's 2 teams that would, I think Utah, and then if there's another team that would make it to the playoff.
I like Okie State, honestly.
Okie State, if their running back's injured, I don't.
That does change a lot
because he's really fucking good.
Yeah.
If he's like out, because
he's the best in the league right now. Right?
It seems like he could have like it could be like an MCL, ACL kind of thing. So if he's out for the season, it's not Okie State.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think if it's anyone else, it's K-State.
If you're picking the conference champion right now, who is it?
Utah.
Yeah.
I hate to say it as a BYU fan, but Utah has. They have all the right mechanisms it's different than when they entered the Pac-12 from a smaller conference.
Mm-hmm.
They're entering another conference as one of the dominant players in their previous
it's like
conference.
the last 2 times
when Cam Rising
was the starting quarterback. Because last season, obviously, didn't play at all.
Mhm.
So 2 seasons before that, they won the Pac-12.
Yeah.
And so like, and it's like Brant Keithy's back. And like, I don't know. It's like, it's Kyle Whittingham. It's just like,
Whittingham, it's just hard to bet against Whittingham.
Out of all the teams, they're just the most like, I think, well-rounded, like ready to go.
The
other team would be K-State.
A team that's going to repeat what they did in 2007 and shock the world. And I'm going with the Kansas Jayhawks.
Dude, their jerseys this year look sick. I'm not sure if you had a chance to look at them. But
so you're going to say the Jayhawks are going to win the Big 12?
Jayhawks winning Big 12.
Jayhawks win the Big 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, they won the Big 12 in 2007.
Yeah.
No, like they sucked back then. It was, if you look at like their record history.
Oh no, they've always.
It's like 2006. They're like 2 and like 10. They're like 3 and 14. Then out of nowhere, 12 and 1.
Yeah.
And then the next year they're back to like 4 and 8, and like
Dude,
they just sucked.
Like Tulane.
But 2007, just one magical year.
They had some great names on that team too.
Kansas
Talib was on that team.
Yeah.
Aqib Talib.
Kansas has a quarterback.
Okay.
I believe
most teams do. Yeah.
No.
Comes pretty standard.
Why am I forgetting his name? I believe in their quarterback play.
I think they're gonna be good.
So looking at FanDuel, they're the 4th most likely team.
I think they're gonna be good, but I just like
dark horse.
I think K-State's better. Like I don't know. Like
it's a safer pick.
Yeah. If you want to go wild,
my gut is saying Kansas.
I can go more wild than that. I'm gonna go.
You said Utah.
No. I'm gonna say who's gonna be.
Colorado?
I'm gonna say this. Who's gonna be in the conference championship?
Ooh,
it's gonna be Utah versus BYU.
How awesome would that be, man? Oh, that would so nuts.
If BYU like turns it around this season, it's gonna be one of the biggest stories in college football.
I would love for that to happen. It's not going to, but I would love for that.
Okay, right now.
So real quick, BYU hasn't even announced who the starting quarterback is.
It's the BYU Jew, man. The BYU Jew.
He should be the starting quarterback because I was talking to my like hardcore college football friend, and he's like, the transfer they got, he's like a 5th-year guy, and they're like, he might be worse than Slovis.
Really?
Oh, he is worse than Slovis.
Yeah. So like, and it's like just have the Jew play.
Yeah.
He, at least the people like him. Like the players had way more fun with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
the reports I've been reading, it seems like it's likely going to be
prediction on BYU football this year.
Oh, I don't think they're going to finish last.
How many games
do they win?
Out of, what do they have? 12?
Yeah.
Let's make them bowl eligible. 6-6.
Yeah. If they have like a positive season, that would be amazing. But I don't see them going into Rice Eccles though and winning.
I'm going 4 and 8.
We need to see their schedule.
Yeah, let me pull it
up. Southern Illinois, Wyoming. I think I'd have to.
Okay.
I'm just
the problem with BYU right now is they can lose any of these games.
Southern Illinois, SMU.
So they beat Southern Illinois.
They beat Southern Illinois.
They're at SMU.
Yeah, you know what? They beat SMU.
Yeah,
they can beat SMU.
They lose to Wyoming.
At Wyoming.
Going at Laramie.
Yeah.
They could definitely lose that game.
Shout out to Josh Elsis, one of my former coworkers. He used to work for Wyoming's media staff.
They beat Kansas State because that seems like a typical early season.
That's a
BYU,
game, and that's at BYU. That's a game they can win.
Yeah,
because that's what they can pull one of those out.
So we're 3-1 now
at Baylor.
They lose to Baylor.
No, they can beat Baylor. Baylor sucks.
They lose at Baylor though.
I don't know, dude. That's the problem. Sometimes as well, BYU can play better away than they can at home, which I don't understand. But
BYU never makes sense. Is the problem?
Baylor,
they beat Arizona.
They don't beat Arizona.
They lose to Oklahoma State.
I
guess it depends. If that running back is
shit kicked out by Oklahoma State.
They almost beat Oklahoma State last season.
That's true.
I know they did.
That was with bowl game on the line though. There were huge stakes to losing that game.
Oh no, but still, for Okie State though as well. It's like that was in Boom Pickens. Like, so they, I don't know, but like Arizona, I don't think they beat Arizona.
Dude, that's the holy day.
But then again,
October 12th.
It's a home game.
UCF is a game they get blown out in.
At UCF.
Here's the thing,
dude.
Like that's not a game they should, but that seems like from my 4 years of following BYU, it seems like they would do something like beat Kansas State at home early in the season, go to UCF and get blown out.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, they absolutely. But then the problem. This is why it's really hard predicting BYU because I look at that. I'm like they go to Florida, and if it's like a night game and then just like win. It's like that. I've also seen that happen a lot too. So like
I watched
don't
UCF
know.
at Oklahoma last year, and that UCF team is pretty good.
Yeah. So they actually,
and I know that's just based off last year's stats and whatnot.
No, they know the people are saying like UCF should be pretty good this year.
I'm putting my money on
They
UCF
lose to
on this
BYU. They lose to
Kansas.
They lose to conference champions Kansas.
Kansas to come to BYU.
They lose to
Arizona State. They can beat Arizona State.
They'll beat Arizona State.
State's gonna suck.
They lose to Houston.
Was that how many games?
I don't know.
that?
They could beat
That's
Houston.
4 or 5.
They can beat
Okay.
Houston as well. Houston's not gonna be
Look,
good.
I like what you're picking here. Like I see what you're saying. I'm just gonna say one of these. They're just gonna defy expectations and they'll get up to that 6 and get bowl eligible.
You know what?
They're gonna get 10.
Huh? 10 would be awesome.
You know what? So yeah, this is gonna definitely contradict what I said earlier, but I'm going to the conference championship. But I think I agree. I agree with Tanner. I think they can pull out 6 wins.
Yeah,
it'll be crazy, but like
which is I think they're supposed to be last, right?
What if Retzlaff is the quarterback?
Mhm.
I think they have their shot is a lot better.
Yeah.
Because like they looked so much they almost beat Oklahoma, and then Retzlaff maybe threw a pick 6 on the 1 yard line.
Yeah,
but
okay,
what can you do?
Big Ten.
Big Ten. I mean, I can't go against Ohio State.
I knew.
I'm so excited for.
I
Big
think
Ten
Ohio
football.
State and Oregon both go to the playoffs.
Now the question is, do you think Ohio State beats Oregon?
I don't know, man. This is gonna be.
That's gonna be.
Is it at Ohio? Who's the home team?
Let's see.
I pick Oregon.
If I
I pick Oregon to win the whole thing.
I want Oregon to win it all
They could.
because dude.
Ohio State in Eugene.
Oregon's winning.
Um,
Oregon's gonna win. Autzen is such a hard place to play.
Yeah, it is. I think the advantage is that their quarterback isn't a brand new quarterback this time.
Mm-hmm.
He's a transfer. So he
Ohio
played-
State?
Yeah, Will Howard
he's from K-State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and he's much more of a dual threat than we've had in the past few years since Fields.
It's gonna be a lot more running.
Yeah. And we've got that South Carolina running back who just transferred over. I can't remember his name, but him and Trayvon Henderson should make a great running attack. I'm like, it's early season too. Well, no, it's not. It's October 12th. That's the day of reckoning.
Yeah,
That's there's so many good games that day.
And yeah, it's gonna be. I'm so. Fucking
We've talked
excited.
about just booking an Airbnb and just watching football all day and having no one distract us.
Because dude, for a second I thought Oregon was going to the shoe,
Mhm.
but I was like, Autzen, man, like it's and then that crowd's gonna be going fucking crazy. Apparently it's gonna be it's like gonna be like the craziest. Like I don't think they've ever hosted.
It'll be like their intro to
number
the Big
1
Ten.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is going to be really Ohio State's first test that season, because afterwards they have Michigan, afterwards they have Penn State, they have Iowa before, and Iowa's always got a great defense, but they'll be at Ohio State, so they don't get the voodoo magic with them.
And Iowa, even then, it's like you scored 2 touchdowns. And it's like Iowa
classic Big Ten football.
So
man.
locked in Ohio State conference champions.
I'm still going for it. Yeah,
I forgot, dude. The Fiesta Bowl last year, Oregon played Liberty. That sucks for Oregon.
Yeah,
They were number 6, and they had to play Liberty.
Deserved a good bowl game, but yeah.
I also
They deserved a good bowl game, but they did not deserve to play Oregon. And Oregon beat them 45-6.
Yeah.
Okay, Oregon's first game against Idaho. Oh yeah.
Shout out to the Vandals.
Dude, it's gonna be a pretty crazy couple of games for Oregon. Their second game is Boise State, who's I actually think supposed to be pretty good.
Remember when Boise State beat Oregon, and then that Oregon running back punched the jaw of LeGarrette Blount. That's who it was. I knew it was a name.
Dude, Oregon's third game, Oregon State. That's the third game. Although Oregon State shouldn't be that good this year.
No.
Michigan State. Who even knows what's happening with Michigan State? Dude, Oregon at Michigan, and then Oregon at Wisconsin, and then that'll be fun. But yeah, Big Ten. Yeah, it's got to be out.
So
Oregon or Ohio State. Michigan, I don't know how they're going to be this year.
Yeah, I think Michigan.
Maybe take a step back.
I'm just not sure the coach is going to repeat the success of Harbaugh.
Like, who's their quarterback?
And they lost. They don't have their quarterback anymore. And neither does Minnesota with McCarthy out for the season. That sucks, man.
I know, because he was looking good.
Means Jaron Hall gets to step in.
Jaron Hall.
Dude, I hope so.
Dude, finally, Jaron Hall. Please get injured in the first game again.
Let's see. Jack Tuttle.
Yeah, Michigan's like a question mark. I don't know. I don't
think they have an official.
Also, here's also the thing with the Big Ten is now we have the college football playoff. The amount of times I've heard people talk about Penn State has been so crazy because like this is perfect for Penn State because usually their only two losses are Michigan and Ohio State. So
Penn State's in the playoff, but
everyone keeps talking.
I think that's
about,
logical. That is Penn State's in.
Let's look at Penn State's schedule because it would be so funny if all this talk about how they're like a shoe
West Virginia, Bowling Green.
So for Big Ten, they have a lot of teams high up as far as odds to go to the playoffs. Sorry, Ohio State is the highest team in college football with odds to go to the playoffs with -650. Oregon at -330. Penn State -145. Michigan is the first that's plus at +150.
Dude, I can't believe I'm
every one of those gut sounds I just made.
Dude, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want USC to beat Penn State. I'm going to root for USC that game.
Is it at Penn State?
At USC.
Oh, it's at USC. USC I'm really pissed about because they're going to the Big Ten and they don't have any cold weather games this year.
That's USC, baby.
That makes me so angry.
You know how they hardly ever, I don't think almost ever played at Utah when it was cold.
Yeah.
It was it was always favorable. So that's just USC.
Also, I will forever hate USC because I was at the game where BYU won and Zach Wilson started becoming a quarterback draftee. Supposedly that's the game where scouts are like, we should look at this guy. Fun game, but I hate their marching band with so much passion.
Really? Because marching band.
They play one fucking song the whole game and they won't shut up. It's just any play. They get a sack. They get a first down. They run 2 yards. Isn't
this the city of music and talent?
LA?
Play the one song.
I mean, LA is the city of one talent. I was going to say Nashville is the city of music, but they're
playing
actually
like
talented.
Bruno Mars or something.
That's the thing is
Playboy Cardi or
like there's so. Do something else. Just do something, anything else, please.
No, I do.
And I think the worst part is my tickets were right next to the USC fan section and the marching band.
Well, guess what? What will make you feel good is that all those marching band people that didn't go anywhere because the marching band just stops after college. Like it is because I know some people, like some band kids I was friends with in high school, and they're like trying to get me to listen to like marching band music. You know, you listen to this at home. Like, no, this is for no one. This is the reason it's in a parade. They play it, and as they're walking past you, like, isn't this fun? And then they leave. It's
the lucky
they
ones
don't stay there and like, let's do an hour. Like it's just like they're gone.
The lucky ones probably do studio work.
Oh yeah,
for like Bruno Mars and stuff. But yeah,
or
that's
they work in a law firm. And like I used to be a drummer.
Yeah,
I used to walk around.
That's my favorite part of the ending of Remember the Titans and finding out how many of the players ended up being insurance salesmen.
Oh, dude. Okay, real quick to finish Penn State's schedule. So after USC, they play at Wisconsin. I still like with Luke Fickell. I'm interested to see what happens. Like, but I feel like they're still building a team, but. Like they have to go to Wisconsin, then it's Ohio State, but the Ohio State goes to Penn State.
Yeah.
And then
that's going to be a whiteout game.
No, the whiteout game's Washington.
Really?
Yeah. The whiteout game's Washington.
Huh.
I also feel bad for Washington this year. Everyone's gone.
Yeah.
All their players are gone. Their coaching staff.
Whiteout game in Penn State.
Where did Penix go to?
Penix? He went to the
Commanders or the Falcons?
Went to the Falcons.
He's the one. Okay, I remember the Falcons picked up a quarterback after they just got Cousins.
Yeah, they got picked at like number 7.
Yeah.
Like they picked up Penix. And Penix
it's my favorite video watching the GM or the owner go down to the GM and be like, what the hell?
Penix was like a late second, early third on everyone's draft board.
dude, like it's just fucking because Kirk's been like playing well, and it's like and like you have oh my god,
dude, I'm gonna lose my shit if Kirk gets hurt and Penix wins Rookie of the Year.
Well, how fun would that be?
It'd be
how
incredibly
fun would that be?
Remember, and Tony Romo got hurt, and then
who came in for Romo?
Dak Prescott.
That's right.
And won Rookie of the Year.
Because Romo came in for Bledsoe.
Well,
I think Romo came in for Bledsoe.
It wasn't. Bledsoe got benched.
Yeah.
Well, dude, let's also like just. Like, I can't remember. I was gonna say some joke about how his replacement was, fucking who's the dude who threw the Johnny Harleen, BYU quarterback?
Oh, Max Hall.
No, John Beck.
John Beck, yeah.
No, but so do we all? I think we all agree that this is finally the Cowboys' year, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. They're finally gonna put it
they're
together.
gonna do it.
Yeah.
Dak's gonna do it.
Yeah,
yeah. I think we all agree.
Dude.
We all agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Biggest dark horse in the NFL.
Dude.
Seattle Seahawks.
Hey, look,
I'm just saying
anything can happen in the NFL so long as the Bengals win it all.
Gino did one drive yesterday. Surgical, 4 for 5, 63 yards and a touchdown.
Hey, guess what? This is something I've been making me laugh. Is with all the preseason talk and everything, I've heard one person talk about the Seahawks. Like not like
nobody is.
There's not much hype around.
Nobody is
about the Seahawks.
Zero hype. And I think it's perfect for them to be a sleeper.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a very talented team, and they're looked over because Geno Smith is their quarterback.
Like on defense, who do they got?
Devin Witherspoon.
Who else?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, I forgot about Michael Jackson.
Kobe Bryant.
That's right.
Tariq Woolen.
Jason Statham. Okay. So let's
Byron Murphy was
also
there.
real quick, I just want to shout out, since we're talking about the state of Washington, I just want to give a quick shout out to Coach Belichick.
Wait,
his son is coaching, I think, at Washington.
Oh, nice.
Really? There we go.
So it's fun to be like, Coach Belichick, let's go.
That's 3 generations of coaches. That's pretty
so
cool.
who do you got for the Big Ten?
Big Ten, Oregon.
I'm going to Oregon as well.
Yeah.
So Oregon, Ohio State.
So I'm picking Ohio State, but Oregon goes to the playoffs as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for sure. I think
both
Ohio
those teams.
State, Oregon are both in the playoffs.
Yeah. Any other teams you think make the playoffs?
I mean, Michigan, obviously, it's Michigan. Penn State.
Yeah, I would pick one of those two.
If Penn State obviously could do it, but I think it'd be so funny if they don't. If they're finally like, this is our window.
Yeah.
And then just
they finish 13th for like the next 5 years.
That's my hope. I will cling on to that. And then like USC, I have no idea what they're gonna look like this year. And it's like finally like, Lincoln Riley, how good are you gonna be without Caleb Williams? And you have to play every team is more like a Utah team where they're like a tough.
Shit! You know what I forgot about Oregon? They've got, speaking of Lincoln Riley, they got Dylan Gabriel.
Oh yeah,
from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I watched him play last year. That was a fun game.
Yeah,
he's good.
Oh yeah, he's yeah.
I don't know why he left Oklahoma. He was
who also
probably
left
because
Oklahoma.
you can go play for Oregon with Dan Land. Yeah, it's like I feel like they seem way more exciting right now than Oklahoma's first year in the SEC.
That's true. That's fair.
General Booty also left Oklahoma.
Yeah, he went to like a Milrow. He went to it's a bad team.
Is it?
But I'm sad about General Booty leaving.
Greatest name in college football.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
DeColdis Crawford's also pretty good.
Yeah.
Wait, no, how about Dude Person?
Wait, seriously?
That
sounds like sounds like a created player.
No, it's a real man.
Hell
named Dude Person.
Dude Person. Who's he play for?
I think he might be out of college football right now, but that was a really good one.
Oh man, that's fantastic. Dude Person.
SEC.
Oh, SEC is
Georgia.
I don't want Georgia to do it. I don't
want them to, but if I'm a betting man,
because it's like Georgia. The front runner is like Georgia, Texas.
Mm-hmm. Texas is
Alabama is a question mark because
who replaced Saban? Who's the coach now?
It's Washington's head coach.
It's DeBoer.
Oh, okay.
And he brought his whole coaching staff, and
a ton of players from Washington.
But they still have is it Milrow still the quarterback?
I think so.
And he's like, dude, last year apparently they were considering switching his position. Like they were gonna like make him a wide receiver. So I just don't believe in
my
him.
hot
Who
take.
Did Washington beat Georgia? Or who did they beat to get into? They beat Texas.
They beat Texas
to get into the championship.
Who beat Alabama?
Michigan.
Michigan.
Michigan beat Alabama. Washington beat Texas.
So here's my hot take for the SEC. Alabama finishes unranked.
Ooh. The state would implode, man. When's the last time that happened?
Oh, I can't remember.
They were pretty rough
that was before Saban. Yeah.
I know.
There's a few bad years.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? I could see it, but they'd have I could see that, or like 25th, or like, but I could see. I think they lose. I think they lose at least 3 games.
They don't make the playoff.
Let me look at the schedule, because like new head coach. He's a great head coach.
Western Kentucky,
but I just don't think Milrow.
South Florida. And I'm gonna say this: they have a close game against South Florida.
They're going to Wisconsin. That should be a fun game. Yeah, Georgia, Alabama. Georgia should win.
So Alabama is the 1, 2, 3. They are the 4th team on betting odds for making the playoffs in the SEC.
The 4th. Are they below Ole Miss?
They're below Ole Miss, Texas, and Georgia. They have a minus 105 chance, dude, at getting into the playoffs.
Okay.
They're right above LSU.
I think Missouri beats Alabama.
Oh yeah, dude, Missouri's
really good.
Okay, I know Ohio State went in not prepared for Missouri at all, but I think no one was prepared for Missouri to be as good as they were.
Last year was fucking good.
And are they returning a lot of players?
Dude, they're ranked 11th, so I think
they must be bringing back a lot.
Bringing back a lot of people.
So I could see Missouri making a run of like losing the conference championship then. Because
I think Missouri is just gonna be like a problem for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Like there was that one, I think it was like 2 seasons ago, where Georgia went undefeated. They almost lost to Missouri. And they're not last season. They were keeping up with Georgia, and then they just collapsed in the final drive.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think Missouri beats Alabama. That's at Alabama. That'll be crazy.
Yeah.
Alabama at Tennessee.
But
I don't know who Tennessee has.
They just lost their quarterback.
Hooker's gone.
So.
But you never know.
Which, by the way, I heard Hooker is becoming one of the favorites at New England.
I mean, they need anything.
He was drafted well below their other guy.
Yeah, they need. I don't even know what New England the Patriots can do. Drake May has not been performing.
It's looking like Hendon Hooker is the favorite over at New England.
Alabama at LSU.
LSU.
Yeah, and that'll be then Mercer, and then Alabama at Oklahoma.
You know who's
I'm going to take Bama on that one.
Yeah, I don't
feel good about Oklahoma's first year in the SEC.
I don't know.
You know who I do feel good for their first year? Texas.
Yeah. Texas is still they are 4th most likely to go to the playoffs at minus 220.
Yeah, dude.
Under Oregon, Georgia, and Ohio schedule.
State. I don't know. I feel like this is a hot take. I don't know what it is. I just don't believe all the way in Georgia this year. I don't think they win the national championship.
Their last game is against Georgia Tech.
They're losing that game.
Georgia Tech beats Georgia.
I don't know why. It's like, I know I'm just an idiot, but I don't know. My gut says that Georgia's not gonna go undefeated. Like they're not gonna win the national championship.
No, okay.
I'm
down with that.
I don't know why. I just feel like
I'm going with Georgia to win the national championship.
How about this? Imagine this. Georgia, Oregon national championship game. Oregon wins. As like in that storyline, would be sweet.
It would be Oregon's first national championship ever.
Well, then, remember Dan Lanning's first game as head coach of Oregon was against Georgia, and they just smoked them. Like Georgia just beat the shit out of Oregon, and then
I remember that.
Come back.
Oh,
and then to do the national championship and then win, that'd be a cool story.
Pretty fun.
That's a movie. Okay, so Georgia, they play first game against Clemson.
They're gonna win.
They're gonna win that. Then Tennessee Tech
win.
Georgia versus at Kentucky.
Kentucky might put up a fight, but I don't think Kentucky
they're not going to beat Kentucky.
Pull it off.
I mean, Kentucky's not going to beat them. Yeah, then it's Georgia, Alabama at Alabama.
I still like Georgia for that one.
I think so. Auburn, Georgia. I don't even know what Auburn's doing.
There's one where I feel like Auburn could pull out some voodoo.
It's at Georgia, but yeah, Auburn's they're a team like that. They're crazy.
Yeah.
Mississippi State at Georgia. No. Georgia at Texas. That's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, that is.
That's a week after October 12th too. So that's like we get another amazing
Ooh.
Yeah.
matchup.
Texas wins.
Yeah, Texas. I will.
But
should we go to Austin for that weekend?
Why not?
I
Yeah.
We probably can't get tickets to the game, but
you
let's
know
just
what?
hang out
And
everywhere.
that weekend too is also when they're doing a Formula One race in Austin.
Dude.
So, like, it's gonna be crazy.
Let's go to Austin.
Texas.
Let's get on Kill Tony. Let's
go to a Formula One race.
go to Formula
Yeah.
One. Let's
Texas
go hang
wins.
out.
Oh,
But Georgia wins the rematch in the conference championship.
ooh, I could see
I
that.
could see that because
Yeah.
I feel like Ohio State, Oregon will be similar.
Okay, then the next game's Florida. They're gonna beat Florida. It's at Georgia too. Like
Mhm.
Florida, I don't even know what's gonna happen with them. Then Georgia at Ole Miss. That'll be a fun game. I don't know.
So
Is Jackson?
yeah.
Is it still Dart? Their
Yeah.
quarterback? Yeah.
Do you remember when BYU
He
was
used to be at
playing?
USC.
So he used to be at USC. He was BYU was one of the teams he was considering transferring to. BYU came to USC. I can't remember who won that game, if it was BYU or USC, but the students started chanting, "Fuck the Mormons." And Jackson Dart is a Mormon. And so he's just looking at the fans like, all right, I'm out of here. I don't know if that was.
not going to BYU.
Yeah.
I'm going to Ole Miss.
No, I
They
don't.
love
Yeah,
Mormons.
well, I mean,
They love- yeah.
I'd get Ole Miss if that was one of my options.
But of course,
But
Ole
I
Miss
don't know
or-
if that was the driving factor for him leaving USC. But it is funny that like the students are chanting "fuck the Mormons" when
Yeah.
their quarterback.
Well, it's
is a
like
Mormon.
I mean, it's like okay. So when BYU played at Oregon, was it last season or
2 years ago,
2 years ago? And like they were so I think there was a guy who played at BYU and then he transferred to Oregon to play, and then he died. And then like a BYU player like it's like before the game, like he like ran out. I think like
They left flowers
Yeah, or
on
some-
the yard line of his number.
yeah, they did that. And then like during the game, all the Oregon fans were like, "Fuck the more." Like,
Yeah.
they were saying all this crazy shit. It was just making me laugh because like
You can hear the crowd doing it as ESPN zooming in.
And I think afterwards, like I think like someone had to come out and be like, "We're sorry, we didn't like mean," because like they were trying to be nice.
Yeah.
And, like we're so sorry about this player, and they were just like, "Fuck you guys."
I do remember that.
So yeah, Autzen, fun
Well,
place.
I remember that because you could hear the crowd doing it as ESPN was zooming in on the flowers, man. Like
Yeah.
a nice gesture by BYU as they left flowers on the, I think it was the 9-yard mark line, whatever number he was, they left it on that yard mark line as
Oh
a sign of respect and
Yeah.
unity and sportsmanship. Fuck the Mormons.
dude, so funny.
Okay, so SEC, who do we got?
Also, real quick before that, UMass is going down to Georgia. They're going down to Athens and they're winning.
Dude, oh man.
UMass is a
will.
great team to do a dynasty rebuild.
UMass is doing it.
Really?
Okay,
Is
so
that-
yeah, so SEC, we think Texas wins it.
Texas or Georgia?
I'm going Georgia.
I'm still holding on to Georgia, but I think Texas and Georgia both make it.
I'll go Texas to win the conference championship. Doesn't matter. They're both going to go
Yeah.
to the playoff.
Is Notre Dame still independent or are they
Independent.
ACC? So does Notre Dame make the playoff?
I will.
Okay.
I have to look at their schedule.
So-
I think Notre Dame makes
So
it.
based on what everyone said,
Mhm.
here's who we have going to the playoff. 9
Okay.
teams, right?
9 so far?
Yeah, we got 9. So we still got to fill in.
Did
three
we
more.
add Notre Dame?
We did not include Notre Dame. You
Oh,
think
wait,
Notre
how
Dame's
did-
in?
How did we
Yeah.
forget, dude? Who's
They're gonna be top
dude,
12.
I fucking forgot. You know who's gonna win the? You know who's gonna win the SEC? Texas A&M.
I do love.
Also, A&M Texas this year is gonna be so
Oh, yeah.
good
Because A&M tried so hard to keep Texas from joining
And
the
it's
pack
at
or the
College
SEC.
Station. Like,
They were the only nay vote, right?
yeah,
A&M?
they're like, no, we don't want.
They were the
Texas."
only one who was like, nope, no Texas here.
So okay, sorry.
Oh, so we got Clemson, NC State, Georgia Tech,
Mhm.
Utah, Kansas, Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas, Notre Dame.
Hold on, wait. We have 3 teams from the
Hold on.
ACC.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, no wait. We have.
Did you
we
just
gotta
hear what I
narrow it
just
down.
heard?
What?
Can you please say the last team again?
Notre Dame.
Oh. Oh my God, dude.
You hear it
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see how you spelt it. Yeah, he spelt it wrong.
Wait, how do you spell-
Natore or Natre. There's no R.
I don't
N-O.
No, N-O-T-R-E. No.
No, and
It's right here.
Notre.
Yeah, you did not spell it that way.
Here we go.
Oh, Norte.
And that's how you're pronouncing it. You're saying Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
You got the real Chicagoan. Oh, them Notre Dame. Them Notre Dame fighting Irish. Or I tell you what, they're gonna pull it out this year.
Okay, so first up, we can't have 3 teams from the ACC.
No, we
Nope,
can't.
nope, that does feel wrong.
Take Georgia Tech out.
I love your convictions were real tested immediately.
Well, I want Clemson out too. I don't want Clemson in there.
Do you think NC State could run it?
We'll just have one ACC team.
Yeah,
because I don't think.
All right, we gotta decide
Okay.
Clemson or NC State.
Dude,
Or someone else.
I'm gonna stick with the dogs. Let's take out Clemson.
All right, let's do it. NC State, go Pack.
All right, NC State.
Okay.
Big 12. We got Utah and Kansas.
I feel good about that.
Why not?
Okay, Big
yeah.
10. We got Oregon, Ohio State.
Okay, we gotta throw another Big Ten.
I feel like
You know
Penn
what,
State.
wait,
Oh,
no Penn State.
Well, we're adding teams right now.
Oh,
because
okay.
yeah.
I'm taking who we predicted to win the conference.
Okay.
Let's go Penn
Let's
State.
throw Penn State in.
Yeah.
Actually,
them finishing
I don't
13th
want them,
would be
I don't want
hilarious,
them to
but
be in it.
Michigan.
Dude, Michigan. Do you think they make it?
I think they do.
All right.
I mean,
I think they
here's the
beat
thing.
Ohio State.
I want them to.
Yeah,
I
do not.
No, I want them to because I want Ryan Day to be fired.
He will if it
No.
happens this year.
I just don't believe in Ryan Day. Remember,
Unless-
after they beat Notre Dame last year, he's
Yeah.
like pounding their chest.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, we're a tough team.
Yeah,
Okay,
It's
but
like beat Michigan first, and then pound your chest.
but
he got angry at Lou Holtz.
Ohio State loses to Michigan, but then wins the national championship.
man.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Ohio State
Wait,
fans would be so perplexed.
Let's wait till we get to the national championship prediction. But okay, so
Ohio State fans would be so perplexed
Michigan,
if
Penn
that
State are in
Oregon.
So we're
Ohio
doing
State,
4 from the
Penn
Big
State,
Ten.
Michigan. Yeah, 4.
for now.
For
Okay.
now.
Because also we have to add more SEC teams.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we got 10.
Okay, let me look at Notre Dame's schedule really fast.
Read the SEC teams that
Okay,
are in.
Hold on, wait.
Oh, sorry.
Notre Dame's schedule really fast. Notre Dame at A&M.
Okay.
That'll be interesting because I really don't know how Notre Dame's going to be this year.
At Texas A&M? That A&M?
At A&M.
Okay.
First game.
Ooh.
So that'll be fun. So I don't know who's going to win that.
I do really like their coach, Freeman.
Yeah, I like him too. He's a hot guy. Then
Ohio State guy.
Notre Dame, the next game is Northern Illinois. Win at Purdue. They should win, but it is Purdue.
At Purdue is always the scariest thing to see on
Yeah.
your schedule.
It's
You have no idea how that game is going to go.
so that's a question mark. Then it's Miami, Ohio. Win.
yeah.
They play Louisville. Should win. Stanford. They should win. Although I think they lost to Stanford last year.
ACC possible champion Stanford.
Exactly. Then they play at Georgia Tech. That'll be a fun game. At Navy. Then they play Florida State. Then they play Virginia. Then they play Army. Then their last game's against USC.
Yeah,
So
they
let's
come
put
out.
let's put
They
them
come
in-
out unscathed.
Let's put them in the
Like they'll lose a game or two.
I
but
feel
they'll
like
still be in
top
the
12, is
Let's-
pretty doable.
yeah. I think they can pull it off.
Okay,
Yeah.
so SEC. I like Mizzou.
And I think Mizzou or Ole Miss. Because what are we at? How many teams are we at right now?
If we add Mizzou and Ole Miss, we're at 12. But I want to add a power.
Oh,
A non-
a
a
G5.
non- yeah.
G5. I want to.
G5. Boise State.
You think they can do it finally?
But they're supposed.
I mean-
they're supposed to have a pretty good team, but
I know nothing about them this year.
I don't know. I've randomly
see.
followed their subreddit, but
Are there any ranked teams in the Mountain West?
no. I think
the top 25 are.
No one in the Mountain West. Let's go with Wyoming.
Oh, dude, I would love
Dude,
to see.
Wyoming
I would
would be-
love to see. There's no G5 team ranked.
No.
You know, we did also miss a team from the Big 12 that would be the best to have in it. It would be Iowa, but because there's no divisions now, I don't think there's a path.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no G5 team is in the top 25 this year.
I'm gonna type in who's the best G5 team.
Boise State, it looks like. They're at 27.
They're at 27.
Yeah.
Let's go with
at,
Boise State. That's fun.
Let's go. Yeah, I want Boise State.
Okay.
Okay.
So Boise State in at 12. So who over Ole Miss and who was the other SEC team we said?
Ole Miss and Mizzou.
We got Mizzou. Oh yeah,
I want Mizzou in over Ole Miss.
Me too.
Just because I want them. I'm not sure if I believe it. But
I'm exactly the same.
And then do we feel like Big 10 gets 4 representatives? Because right now it's Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, and Penn State.
Yeah, so we got 13 ball clubs.
So we got to get
rid of one.
I think my gut.
NC State is safe because they have to.
I think take Michigan out.
All right.
Michigan. Okay. So what we got for the college football playoff, NC State, Utah, Kansas, Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Boise State.
That's a playoff right there. Wait, oh my! You know what sucks though? I forgot. Dude, a team like Liberty could also work their way into this.
Yeah,
we're going Boise State,
dude.
Well, that's
2 G5 teams would be so much fun.
Oh, I would love that. Liberty, I mean, I think they went undefeated last year.
2007.
Except for when they played Oregon.
You think about if there was a playoff in a year like 2007.
Oh, yeah.
That Boise State team.
What's the year they lost to Nevada? Because that felt like the year Boise State was actually
that's when they had Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah. But no one knew who Kaepernick was at the time.
Dude,
the Boise State kicker missed 3 PATs or something.
Dude, also, dude, if they did a playoff in 2008 when Utah went undefeated, because they beat Alabama that year in the
Sugar Bowl.
Yeah,
like shout out RJ Rice, Sugar Bowl champion.
Okay, so let's rank these. Number 1, I'm going with Georgia.
It's either Georgia. It's either okay. It's either. I think the top 4. It'll be like Georgia, Oregon, Ohio State,
Big 12.
It depends on because if Utah pretty much goes undefeated, they could be in the top 4.
Yeah,
if they go undefeated, they're obviously a top 4.
Yeah,
but
I feel like whoever the Big 12 conference champion will be number 3.
Depends on their record.
Even with a record, I still think they'll be number 3.
I don't think they'll be number 3. I can see. It's like because if like
I think Utah's ranked 4th.
Okay, let's do it. I
love that. So for 1, what are we going with?
Ooh. It's tough because it's either it's like Georgia,
Ohio State, Oregon, or Georgia.
It's one of those 3.
Yeah,
unless Texas wins the SEC.
That's true.
If Texas beats Georgia.
Quinn Ewers could. I like Quinn Ewers. The more and more he's playing,
I like it too. Because it's also they keep sidelining the Manning dude.
Yeah. By the way, did you see the picture of all 3 quarterbacks for Texas flexing? They're all ripped.
They're the big boys.
They are.
They're getting that Texas barbecue.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's down between Ohio State and Georgia
for number 1.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go Oregon number 1.
Oregon.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go Oregon number 1 because if Oregon goes like undefeated and the teams they're beating like Ohio State.
What's
Dylan
quarterback? Is that?
He's Dylan Gabriel. He's the guy who was the Oklahoma's quarterback last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oregon's set with quarterback. They're gonna be good.
Oregon.
They're just like Oregon is like they're stacked.
Let's
like,
go Oregon number 1.
I'll go Oregon. That's what I want.
Let's go Georgia number 2.
So you think Georgia's gonna beat Texas?
It's not, if Oregon's number 1, it's not Ohio State number 2.
No. Do you think?
I think.
Do you think Georgia beats Texas?
Texas wins in Austin. Mm-hmm. Georgia wins the rematch.
Who's Georgia's quarterback?
Oh, it's a senior. He's been behind. He's been on the bench for the last 4 years. Beck or something like that.
Because this is really John Beck came back. This is really where I'm like, you're putting up against the wall like, to really believe in Texas. Because like
Stetson, no, it's not Stetson Bennett. Why is it
Stetson came back?
Yeah, Carson Beck is his name.
Oh man, I don't know. Because it's like, do you guys we really believe Texas can do it?
Look at that! Look at that face. That's the face of the guy who's going to murder people.
Yeah, that's the guy who you want.
Yeah,
driving your team. I'm going Georgia. I believe in
Georgia number 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
it's like. Dude, I think Georgia's the new. Now that Nick
they're the new Bama.
It's the new Bama. Yeah. It's like a sure pick.
Well, they already have been that way. That's why it's like that's why it's so happy last season when they just had a step back. But I think I think Texas is going to do it, but let's go. Let's put Georgia number 2.
Okay, number 3.
We did Oregon,
3,
Georgia,
NC State. No, I'm just kidding.
Who would be number 3? I mean,
if Utah's undefeated, it could be right there.
if Utah's undefeated,
or is this where it's like Georgia, Texas?
no, because if Utah's like,
I'm gonna go Utah.
if Utah's undefeated, they'll be number
No.
3.
I mean,
Conference
that'll be
champ.
hard since Kansas is going to be the conference champion.
The problem is like I don't believe. Man,
Is Les Miles still the coach at Kansas?
no, because they have a new coach. He's only been coaching there for like a year or 2.
Then
Yeah.
definitely not.
Dude. Yeah, if Utah goes undefeated, obviously the number 3. But why not? Why not? I'll put all my eggs in the basket. Why not?
Okay.
That would be insane.
4. I'm going Texas.
Yeah, if they only lost to Georgia.
And then 5, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Ohio State's not the conference champion, then I think that's fair.
Okay, so 6.
Is that where we put NC State?
NC State would be 7, I think. If they actually it depends. I mean, so much
I
just depends on
think-
their record. Who else is it? Who else do we have that's like a really good?
We can't have of the 4 power
I
conferences.
think Penn State.
Penn State?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Penn State.
That's okay.
Actually, wait, no, who
I have
who
Penn
else
State
would it
more
be?
like an 8 or 9 range.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
who else would be there instead of Penn State? What else have
We got
picked?
Mizzou.
Ole Miss, Mizzou.
We could go Kansas.
Boise State.
NC State.
Boise State 7.
Boise State 7 feels good. Let's do
Be hilarious.
Mizzou. Let's do Mizzou there at 6. Mizzou, Boise State.
Mizzou. So we got 3 SEC teams in the top. Yeah, that's
I
believable.
still I want to fight for NC State there actually. But so NC,
Let's go NC State 7.
yeah.
Okay.
You can't have a Power 4 conference champion
Okay, NC State
Yeah.
7.
that low.
Then we got all the SEC teams.
So now I feel good at how many other SEC teams?
Let's
We only
play-
have
now-
one.
now we go Penn
next-
State.
No,
Penn
next.
State 8.
No. Next, let's go Mizzou, then Penn State.
Mizzou's at 6.
Oh, now let's do Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, I just want to keep pushing Penn State down the line.
Yeah. Well, and then the CFP loves the SEC. So if we're looking at like teams or conferences
Mhm.
having unfair or
So Penn State 9.
yeah, I like Penn State at 9.
Okay.
Did we get Boise State yet?
Do Boise State at 10.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
And it's
I
going to
like-
feel like a disrespectful 10, by
I
the
like.
way.
Oh, yeah.
I
Like it's going to be a
Oh, no,
season
no,
where they
no,
deserve
it'll
to be higher.
undefeated.
Yeah.
And like they would have missed
Unquestionably.
then they like missed the New Year's Six bowl.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing.
Unquestionably
I
undefeated.
like the Jayhawks at 11,
yeah.
and
All
then
right.
we put the Fighting Irish at 12.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. I like that because I still don't really believe in Notre Dame all the way, but they don't have a hard schedule.
Okay, and so
I
that
like how you
means,
typed in ND after I critiqued you.
yeah, I'm not trying that again. I said Fighting Irish
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah, there we go.
That means our first round will have Ohio State playing the Fighting Irish.
Don't the first 4 get a bye?
Yeah, the first four get a bye.
Okay.
So that means 5 Ohio State would play.
Oh, that's right.
Notre Dame. Then we got Kansas versus Mizzou.
Ooh.
That's a rivalry
That's
game.
an old rivalry game. Back in the
That
Big 12
would be-
days.
Kansas Mizzou in the college football playoff.
In the first 12 team playoff, I like that a lot.
Then we got Boise State, NC State.
Ooh.
Boise State could
Okay.
win that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
And-
like this now a lot.
And then Ole Miss versus Penn State.
dude.
So let's make this bracket. Okay. I got Ohio State.
Who are they playing again?
No, Notre Dame.
Ohio State beats Notre
Yeah.
Dame.
Then after that, we got Kansas and Mizzou. I got Kansas.
Mizzou.
Yeah, I'm going Mizzou.
No, all right.
Mizzou.
We're going Mizzou.
I just like Mizzou too. Like
I like that
Okay.
matchup so
Like
much.
them.
Yeah, they're
Boise
fun.
State, NC State.
Boise State.
Yeah. I stopped for like 10 minutes in, is it Columbia? Where's Mizzou's?
I don't know. It's some,
Yeah, it's Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah. I stopped for 10 minutes for lunch there when me and my brother were driving
Mhm.
to Utah from Ohio, and it was fun.
Okay, then we
There
got
we go.
Penn State and Ole Miss.
I like Ole Miss.
I like
I
Ole
like
Miss
Penn
too.
State.
I just don't believe in
Remember,
James
Franklin doesn't finish. Yeah. You think Day has been bad with
Ole Miss,
not,
I don't
not
know.
delivering. Franklin is even
But
worse.
Ole Miss, like, I don't know. I don't really like either of those teams, but
yeah.
Okay.
And Ole Miss is also a team kind of like Penn State.
Who's
where they-
coaching Ole Miss? Is it the guy whose career is crazy?
yeah, he's wild.
Lane Kiffin?
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, his resume is so fun.
It's like, and he was a dude who was like trying to vie for the Alabama job. He was like, I think he was trying to
Yeah.
go for it. But
I mean, they did have one of the best offenses when he was their offensive coordinator.
yeah, but the Ole Miss and Penn State, it would be such an amazing lineup just because like they are similar in that like they just can't quite pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that means we got Boise State playing Oregon.
Oh,
my God. Oh my God.
Oh,
Let's go with the
man.
Broncos.
yeah, Smurf turf. Oh no. There's just
If Boise
Oh,
State
man, I love
were,
they
if there was a team who they would beat,
It's Oregon.
no.
It's not going to happen.
No, I
but
mean it would have to be. It would be
The
an
LeGarrette
ultimate.
yeah.
comes full circle.
Yeah.
No, it would be an ultimate classic. Like just it would have to be that kind of game. But there's no way. It's
No.
gonna be.
I love the
Oregon.
matchup, but I
Love
think
it.
Yeah, so we got Oregon.
Boise State has
No,
their
no,
Cinderella run in the first round.
No, if they played it in Idaho, different
Oh,
story.
yeah.
Yeah, if they played
They
in
played on
Boise.
Smurf turf. No way.
It'd be Destiny.
Will the committee let them wear their blue uniforms on the Smurf turf?
Oh, dude, exactly. That would be because if they can go camouflage, then
Because when they joined the Mountain West, they are forbidden from doing that, right? Isn't that why they have orange jerseys now?
I think so. Because it is pretty fucking hard to see, especially if you're
Yeah.
watching it.
Oh yeah.
Like it's very difficult.
Okay, so then we got Ole Miss versus Georgia.
Oh,
Ooh.
Georgia.
Yeah.
I just don't see it other way out. Who knows though? Jackson Dart.
Okay, then we got Mizzou. Wait. Yeah. We got Mizzou versus Utah.
Ooh.
That's a good.
That's a great
good
lineup,
game.
actually.
That's a good game. That's at Utah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Utah.
I think Utah wins. I think it's gonna be a fucking crazy game though.
Okay.
Yeah. If
Then
the
we
top
got-
four win, then there's going to be a lot of complaints.
Mhm.
Ohio
About-
State and Texas.
Oh,
Yeah.
I pick
And
Ohio
I'll be
State.
at Texas, though.
at Texas.
Ohio State pulls that out.
Yeah.
Oh man. You know, I'm gonna go Texas. I've said I believe in them, so I'll go Texas. But
Well, I'm biased. I can't.
No, before the list, it's Ohio. Ohio State.
It's we're doing it on voting, so
Yeah.
Ohio State.
It's Ohio State.
Yeah.
Put Ohio State. But that would be. I want that game.
Yeah.
That's it.
so we
Ohio
think,
State, Texas.
So
I think
we
the
think
Bucket. No,
the
they
top
lost the
four
last matchup.
besides Texas come out unscathed after their bye weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that means we got Ohio State versus Oregon,
Oh.
rematch.
a rematch.
Rematch for the
Oh.
national
And
championship spot.
This could be their third time playing each other.
Oh my god.
For the national
They play in
championship
the
spot.
Big Ten championship. They
Oh
play
my
in Eugene.
God. Oh my.
And now they
God.
play. This would be like the Rose Bowl or something. At this point.
Holy shit, dude! This is. So did we say that? So we said that Oregon goes undefeated. Yeah, the number one. Yeah. So
Ohio State wins.
so to beat
That
a
would be-
team 3 times.
you don't beat a team.
That's-
You don't beat Ohio State 3 times
No.
in one season.
Although,
No way.
unless this is really is the beginning of the end of Ryan Day.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I
actually like Ryan
I don't
Day,
believe.
but-
No, dude, dyes his hair jet black.
mm-hmm. It
That's-
does do that.
Like, and also like, what's his name? Fucking head coach for Oregon. Like he was he was was he offensive or defensive coordinator for Georgia?
Was he?
He was, yeah.
I don't know that.
So I feel like he seems more like a dude who wants to. I don't know.
I just don't.
3 times.
I don't believe Oregon could beat Ohio State.
You guys are
3
voting for
times.
Ohio State, so it's
You
gonna be.
think Ohio State beats?
Let's give him the upset. Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay, so we got Ohio State as a
National-
5 seed
national
going
champion.
to the national championship.
Hey, the first year they went in as the 4 seed, a
they-
controversial 4 seed.
Mhm.
And they won it easily, actually.
Yeah, they handed it to Oregon. The real game that season was Ohio State Alabama. That one felt like the real
Okay.
national championship.
It's
This is where it gets dicey.
Well, it's like Ohio State, Georgia. Remember a couple seasons ago, where like CJ Stroud
yeah.
like came alive and like that.
Dude, that
and
was-
Ohio State should have won that game.
Yeah, there. Oh, I know, man. I know. That was so incredible because like Stroud had just a bad game against Michigan,
Mhm.
and there were a lot of fans being like, "This is our guy." Like,
Yeah.
and then I don't know if I can ever have 10 minutes with Stroud. I want to ask him what he did those 6 weeks between Michigan and the playoff game because he was a different person, completely different.
Well, then you look at him in the NFL. It's like,
He's doing
it's
great.
like-
I love it,
it's
man.
like I fucking love him.
I love it.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched him just talk football too?
Yeah,
The
no.
dude is a
No,
genius.
he's it.
So
yeah.
yeah, if I ever had 10 minutes to talk to him, I would ask him what he did in those 6 weeks because yeah, that Ohio State Georgia game.
Yeah, they should
Oh,
have won
man.
that. They should have won. And like even Kirby Smart said that. He's like we should have lost.
I know, man.
But anyway.
I hate that some of my like Ohio State's best games are near misses.
Mhm.
Like the one where they barely lost to Clemson, where fucking Trevor Lawrence lowered his head, but then they called targeting on the defense because you're never going to call targeting on offense.
No, and then
Especially on a quarterback.
Yeah.
but then there-
How awesome would that have
he
been
gets
though?
ejected. That would be so sick.
Because it was it Denzel Ward who was tackling him?
I don't know.
I think it was Ward. And Ward went to he put his head to the side of Lawrence's chest, but Lawrence lowered his head, so his head got struck,
Yeah,
and they called targeting.
there needs to be like different
Targeting
tiers of
sucks.
targeting. Like there has to be like full really good
Yeah.
targeting, and there has to be a tier where like because there's ones where it's like it's not like it's like it kind of seems more
Incidental.
accidental, and then it's like
Yeah,
that. It's
well,
like I
remember
don't know.
that BYU Utah game in 2017 in Rice Eccles?
Mhm.
There was I think there was a couple targetings on BYU that were like not.
Yeah,
Like Sataki lost his mind.
mhm.
Oh yeah. It's-
Okay, so Ohio State is going to
Okay.
the national championship,
And then, so that means our next game, Utah versus Georgia.
oh shit.
Going Georgia.
you know what? I mean, I have to go with my team, but I mean, Utah. I mean, they beat Alabama before. Like he's beat Nick Saban,
I mean,
and this is a better team.
if this scenario is true that we're putting Utah as an undefeated team going in,
Mhm. Absolutely,
I think they've
could.
got. I think
They
they got
could.
the stuff to beat
No,
Georgia.
They could.
Yeah.
Like it. Like I mean, my God. Like
Are you
that
guys
would
both
that would
voting
be
Utah?
it would be like it would be like maybe it'd be like the biggest game in Utah's history, unless if they win the national championship.
Oh yeah.
So you guys voting Utah?
I have to.
Or
I'm
have
going
to.
Utah.
I have to.
I'm
Okay.
going Utah in
That
this
means
in this
national
lineup.
championship, Ohio State, Utah.
Rematch of the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And they saw Cam Rising.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
If Cam Rising's not hurt,
Oh
I
man.
go with Utah.
Can you imagine Cam
Dude.
getting his shot against Ohio State? Oh, he got hurt in that
he
game.
got
That's right.
hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, because towards the end of that, he got hurt. And like,
Mhm.
oh my God. And that was such a fun matchup too.
Yeah.
Like,
Remember, Ohio State has the number one
See,
pass defense this year, though.
I vote
They do.
Georgia. I think it's gonna be Ohio State, Georgia.
yeah. I mean, like,
And-
if it's like, like in like more of the reality, like what's most likely to happen, of course. It would
in
be-
this matchup, Drew, it's your vote that matters because we
Yeah.
know where we're both going.
Yeah.
So whatever you say is
How,
the-
also, how did we get to this where both of our favorite teams are in the national championship?
we're just willing it.
Obviously, obviously Ohio State
I am,
is actually
This is
could be
based-
there.
this is based off the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
If Cam Rising is in that whole game, different story.
Right.
Cam Rising is playing the whole time, doesn't get hurt. I go with Utah,
Let's go.
and it's the perfect path for Utah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's
dude. I mean, they got
playing a 5 seed.
But they're also playing against the number 1 pass defense.
Well, of course, it was. Yeah, I mean, like it's gonna be fucking crazy. It's like in there, and also Utah's like running back room this year isn't as strong as it has been in the past. Like it's still like it's still good, but like they lost Jaquindon Jackson. I think he went to like South Carolina or something. So,
dude,
it's not.
Watch we predict this perfectly, and this podcast episode blows up,
dude.
And like 3 random Utah guys picked.
Guy's sitting there in a BYU shirt and then
picking Utah to go to the national championship.
Oh my!
Look, I like to think myself as a rational BYU fan. I love BYU.
No, you are, because the non-rational BYU fans are like they every season.
They're top 12, man. They're top 12
every season. Like this is it. And like I'm like talking to my brother about like how they struggle. You know, like it's harder to recruit to BYU.
Yeah.
And he's just like, why?
Well, and then
like,
but BYU always wins that one game they shouldn't, and that's when you're like, oh shoot, this is it.
No, I know.
They are going to do it this year.
That's why I love BYU, because out of nowhere they go to Oklahoma. They go play Oklahoma and beat them when they have their Heisman winning quarterback. So like you never know, but
So Utah national champions.
Utah is the national championship.
Dang.
Parade in Salt Lake.
If Ohio State's playing Utah, we're gonna have to do some kind of bet.
Oh, I mean, do we have to like rent out? We have to like rent a fucking building or something. Like I don't know like what we'd have to do. It'd be like, we'd have to. Do we just rent out a Buffalo Wild Wings?
Oh, that'd be fun.
There we go.
No, I mean like some kind of bet between me and you.
Oh no, we'll bet.
Yeah,
like, I just want like a venue for it where.
Oh, okay.
You know, like it's
I was thinking like someone just had to do stand up in the other team's jersey if they won.
This seems pretty low stakes.
Okay, we can raise the stakes. Well, we've got a few months to discuss.
I got an Ohio State jersey. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like,
we got to actually get to the playoff first.
I want, because then if that happened, one of us comes on stage wearing the team who just won the national championship. It doesn't seem like it's that crazy. But like, what's up, guys? Ohio State won it all.
Fair enough.
But we'll figure. I mean, that would be the most fun bet to figure out if both of our teams are in the national championship. But
so I know we're coming long here on this podcast, but we have to bring up the Day of Reckoning, October 12th too.
Do you know about the schedule?
Tanner's told me all about it.
Yes.
October 12th.
So I've got BYU Arizona on there because this is a group chat to my brothers.
Okay, also, I'm very excited for the BYU Arizona game.
Yeah,
like,
it's a good one.
Yeah, okay,
but I mean, there's much better games. We got Florida versus Tennessee, Ole Miss versus LSU, Ohio State versus Oregon, Washington versus Iowa, Penn State, USC, Texas, Oklahoma.
Dude, it's a good day.
I forgot the Red River shootouts on that day.
Yeah, it's an insane day.
The Cotton Bowl.
What?
No, it's not the Cotton Bowl.
No, that's where they play it.
Oh,
Red River.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
They do. It's
I forgot the neutral
Texas State Fair. Yeah.
I like that tradition actually.
No, it's
It's
sweet.
pretty sweet.
And I love that like it's like split straight in half.
Yeah.
It's like with like the fans.
So
like
Utah and BYU should do play at the Bees Stadium.
Play what?
No, dude.
I feel like the split is point of the mountain, so like to just build a stadium
just
right
play
there.
At the Lehigh.
Play at Lehigh,
high school.
Lehigh Pioneers, man.
No,
that can fit all the fans.
Neutral site, SUU stadium.
Just go all the way south.
Go to Cedar City. No, dude, that would I cannot wait for that day. And then the next week it's I think it's was it Georgia Texas, or it's some of the
who's the other
massive
team that was
games.
after that? Yeah,
but dude, it's gonna be
fun.
Also,
I'm so excited.
Also, dark horse in the SEC is I don't know what's gonna happen to LSU. I don't know how good. Like, there's a couple teams in the SEC where
that's true. We didn't put them in the playoffs, but they very much could be
LSU,
one of the teams that gets in there over Ole Miss. Maybe
I think just because it's like.
They just lost their
Daniels
Heisman.
Is gone, and
they lost their Heisman quarterback.
Last year, their defense was not good. Their defense sucked last year.
Last thing, who is the worst team in college football this year?
Oh, we got. I mean, it's like UMass, all that. But like, how about like who's the worst team that's like a
should be good? Yeah,
should be good.
Let's look at the rankings right now. So far,
looks like Florida State.
Florida State's already I have no network connection.
Yeah, I'm going Florida State. That seems like a safe bet right now.
Okay.
No, I'm going doubling down Alabama. They don't make the top 25.
You know what? I'm going to join you on that.
That would be obviously, Alabama, if they lose 4 games, like
Alabama finishes unranked. I was going to say bottom 20, but no, unranked Alabama.
I think that's a great pick. Let me see. If Notre Dame falls, like that would be crazy because their schedule's not that nuts. Like their schedule's pretty easy. So if Notre Dame falls, that's big. I mean, Clemson. Clemson's already kind of been doing this. Clemson for sure. Tennessee is just going to do what Tennessee does. I mean, right now Miami, but yeah, I think Alabama. That's
let's go with Bama.
Bama's the craziest one. Yeah, because Milroe, I don't know, new head coach.
Well, I like it,
but he's a really good head coach. But
we should, Tanner, we should have you back on for we'll have to do a NFL
playoff reunion.
We'll have to do a playoff reunion. Then we'll have to do like an NFL playoff preview.
Yeah.
And then a March Madness preview.
Unless you want to do, a college football recap, we can do it sooner than that too. If we want to, we got to wait a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Have come back and then just talk. Or we just go and hang out and just talk about college football.
Or we record a podcast while we watch a game.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Live react to a game.
Live react to BYU Utah. Although I might just want to watch that game. That's the problem. All right, we'll pick a game.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
Pick a game we live react to.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Sorry, I got distracted. I was trying to find out when the last time Alabama finished unranked. I didn't find an answer, but the last time they were unranked was 2007.
Also,
that was right when Saban came in, right?
Yeah. About them.
Big news: college basketball. Gonzaga is opening their season against Baylor.
Ooh. That'll be a game. Home or away?
Neutral.
Oh, one of those tournament.
No, it's not a tournament. It's
like a regular season.
Regular season, but just a neutral site.
That'll be fun.
I think they're playing in Vegas.
Oh, that sounds right. Yeah. Vegas has some fun games, man. The Vegas Raiders Stadium is
Allegiant Stadium is awesome.
Yeah.
No, I think it's gonna be like a T-Mobile.
That makes sense. Where the Kraken play.
Where do they play the Big 12 championship?
They're not the Kraken, the Knights.
Do you know where they play the Big 12 championship? Because
I think Jerry World.
Oh, they play.
AT&T.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Although, the last couple of times for the Pac-12, it's been Allegiant, and that's been sick. But Dallas would be cool.
Well, they did the Big 12.
It will be at Jerry World.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Utah national champions. Anything else before we end this? Cam Rising Heisman.
As an Ohio State and BYU person, it hurts me to hear you guys say that.
Coach Witt, coach of the year, obviously.
100% he'll get coach of the year. If he wins the Big 12 their first time in the conference, that should put him up for coach of the year.
Dude, coach of the year, and then man. I mean, who? Oh yeah, so Cam Rising Heisman for sure. Yeah, obviously if that happens, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although who knows? Maybe some punter for Iowa gets the Heisman. But
it's about time they got their recognition.
All right, boys.
Yeah. We'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
See you around.